You know, a found footage film happening on the moon would sound pretty interesting, doesn't it? Keyword sounds interesting. Apollo 18 is another found footage film, but this time it deals with the fictionalized mission of Apollo 18 because there were 17 known missions that happened. But this time around, these astronauts that are involved, they come along something that makes everything go wrong, and they're in a fight for their lives against it, but it's all shot from the cameras that they had on the moon. I was halfway looking forward to Apollo 18 because I am a fan of found footage films. I think they're decent for most of the ones that exist for the time right now. But I have to say, after this one, this is probably the weakest one that I have seen. The acting is just average, that you really can't point out on, but it's really the main blame is to place on the direction. The direction is so poor because the only scares that you really get out of this film are the ones that you see in the previews and the trailers, like whether you see it on TV or on the big screen. Otherwise, that's about it. The first 30 minutes, which introduce us to these guys and the mission itself, it's really dull, and then finally when it starts building up to the stuff that's supposed to shock you, you've seen it before, so you don't really get a huge effect out of it. However, they did manage to put a decent new spin on this kind of subgenre by making it all in that 16mm style, which is kind of the old school of filmmaking that happened many years ago. Well, actually not many years ago, like mostly 30 years ago or so. Like, someone get me a encyclopedia, help me out on this, please. However, it's not just that they already show all the scares for the movie, both in the trailers and the previews, but it's also for when they finally build up to what's been causing all these weird events. I was just suddenly turned off completely by it. And to give you a clue of like all these things that build up to why these events are happening and up to until the final act of the film, I'll give you 3 words to it. First word, rocks. Second word, morphing. Third word, spiders. That's it. And then I was just completely shut off by the film. When it comes to that final act, it just gets so predictable of all this stuff that it leads up to, and it just really made me mad because it looked like this film had potential to be a very ballsy and scary found footage movie, in which it just failed in every level that it could have promised on. It seems like the filmmakers were trying to morph together the style that was used in Paranormal Activity of the found footage, but then it tries to combine it together with the setting of isolation and hopelessness that was used in great science fiction films like Alien and Moon. And that's where it kind of fails to do it because it doesn't really establish a clear mood of being feared for them. Because when it finally builds up all these scares that you've seen before, it just really amounts to something really silly and stupid in the end. So Apollo 18 definitely is the most disappointing and very generic found footage film that I've seen. Not really that scary, very predictable and dull, and acting was average. I'll give it that. The acting isn't too bad, but it's just the direction and trying to combine the feelings of isolation, hopelessness, along with the Paranormal Activity style. It just really fails on that level, so I'm going to give Apollo 18 1.5 out of 5 stars. So I hope you enjoyed my review of Apollo 18. Look right here where you can click on other reviews of mine, which includes my Classic in Theaters review of Scarface, and my review of Shark Night 3D, which will be uploaded shortly after this one. So in the meantime, I'm Tyler from Cali Crick Reviews, and I'll see you guys later.